Over the last week, a video with Deepika Padukone has been creating quite an uproar in the country. Obviously, only among those it targeted, the privileged, English-knowing, urban upper class. The poor makers of the video have been getting a lot of flack. The C word, choice, a refrain in the video, has a lot of people very het up. But let us thank the makers for getting some people upset and some elated, and a lot of us thinking about the choices that are out there. The question is, what is choice? And how do we choose after all? Is just having the freedom to choose good enough? And what about the ability or the power to make a choice? And where do we get the ability? And how do we acquire the freedom? Look at the kind of choices that a lot of young people have to make. To look good, to study in a good school or college, to earn a decent living. Let's start with looking good. Now, what do you mean by looking good? There are people and places that tell us what it means to look good. Parents, friends, magazines, television, internet. And what is looking good all about? Being tall, with good hair, smooth skin, sharp features, being thin or trim, and yes, white, from pale to the palest. Now, which of those does anyone really have the ability to choose? Try choosing height, features, fairness, more accurately called melanin deficiency. Heck, even weight. Try fighting your genes. So there goes my freedom to choose. Looking good? Not really a matter of choice. Constrained by birth. That is fine. We can learn to live with that. What about choice or freedom to study in a good school? Try telling that to a boy, or worse, a girl in India who is born to parents who can't afford a private school. Tell that to someone trying to figure out a way of putting together a few lakhs to attend a private college. Or even to one who has secured admission to a good foreign university but hasn't gotten any scholarship. You get the drift. Ability and freedom to choose? Not much. Pretty much decided by the kind of family you are born into. Well, you don't care about education, just a good job will do. Without a good education, you are unlikely to make the cut there. But even with a good education, does a young person really get to choose the job, or does the company, the employer, choose? And what goes into the choice? Circumstances, situations, the economy, references, contacts, caste, gender. Just how many things constrain a man? And even more, a woman. Constraints. Now that is a C word that we may want to remember. All our choices constrained by resources, by innate ability, by circumstances of birth, by our genes, and yes, even by our prior choices. Now, isn't that the stuff of life? And the cruelty of it. Just about a week or 10 days ago, an Indian court accepted that about 42 people were abducted and then shot in cold blood. A few are alive, some dead, and many not found. They were dumped in a canal, disappeared there. What choice, what freedom, what ability did they have to save themselves that night 27 years ago? Because you know who shot them? The armed police of the state. The killers are free. Those dead, well, their lives constrained by their religion and station, and justice constrained by the lack of evidence. And pray, who would not choose either life or justice? Constraints, the stuff that shapes our lives and curbs our choices. So the next time you and I exercise our freedom, we choose, spare a thought, however fleeting, to those who are so constrained that they cannot make that choice. And also a thought, just a fleeting thought, to the blessings that give us the ability and freedom to choose. And if we really do care about our choices and want to fight for them, let us at least remove some of those social and economic constraints that discriminate, those constraints that give different people different starting points in life. A wise lawyer, whose 125th birthday we shall soon celebrate, said that we should make sure that the starting line is the same for everyone as far as this is possible. Now, fighting for such a world would be a good choice to make.